Firebots have been added, and as their name somewhat implies, they're a little literal fire extinguisher bot, and they look for fires and put them out. You can craft it rather easily by pressing the G menu, and you just need a fire extinguisher, fire helmet, proximity sensor, and a Borg arm, so science can make these things pretty easily. Whenever an entity catches on fire, the Firebot will detect the fire, run up to it, and spray the entity. Has a little bit of an issue catching up to things, but mobs don't always move around constantly in this game and take breaks, so even like passive animals can be saved by the Firebot. Syndicate agents and nuclear operatives can now purchase camera bugs. It's a portable device that lets you view the station's camera. It costs 4 TC. It is a small object, and when you use it and press C, you can view all the cameras on the station. You have to be like on the grid to see this, like you can't just view it from like the Nukie planet as far as I'm aware, but it's incredibly useful for trying to figure out like if the captain's in the bridge and you have to go catch the captain. This can really help out Syndicate agents find, like, if you have a kill target and you just cannot find them for whatever reason. This is amazing for that. Plushies have received an interesting update. You can now cut open a plushie with a sharp object, which doesn't actually seem to really change the sprite, but it will say like the plushie is open when you shift click it, and you can put any small object into the plushie. If you play something like if a PAI is inserted into the plushie and you talk, it will actually say that the plushie is talking. You will still have the PAI sound, but this lets you basically stuff a PAI into a plushie friend, so you might feel a little less alone. Very quick and simply, the radio jammer has had a 1 telecrystal cost reduction. This is just helps it fit into like the chameleon kit and might save you an extra TC for other items. C4 can no longer be instantly detonated. Now if it receives a signal, it will start the countdown instead of instantly exploding it, so gone are the days of instant C4 explosions. Minibombs are now extremely resistant to explosive damage. Also, if they take any normal points of damage, they will eventually, it's like a damage threshold. When they take enough damage, they will activate and explode. So this means you can't use things like C4 to chain explode the mini-bomb. It will not instantly go off. So that also means things like instant killing toolbox bombs are out of date. Chimps and apes have had their particle speeds re-increased to not be incredibly slow. I think they're basically the same speed as they used to be now, or at least that was the intention. So that means if you're like a Syndicate agent, you want to use the experimental chimp, it's now back to being a pretty decent little sidearm, and also it's just more convenient to actually hit the damn thing rather than having to point blank because of its slow travel speed. And in theme with the new cartridges being added, there is the MedTek Cartridge. This is what allows doctors and those with medical PDAs to be able to scan people. The MedTek Cartridge is installed by default on these PDAs, and the CMO will spawn with this in their locker if they wish to give out more access of health analyzers to other crew members. Space Dragon has received a nice buff / quality of life. They can now drag things by their tail, meaning they could just drag in general. This is really great if you down somebody in like an inopportune spot to eat them. You can now drag them away and eat them in a safer spot, drag people back towards your rifts, whatever the case may be with that. It's just really nice to have and makes the dragon just a little bit better. The advanced tool module that the engineering cyborgs can get now features a Jaws of Life, a power drill, and a multi-tool instead of the Omni tool and network configurator, I think it was. But either way, this is good for Borgs because, well, of course I did that. The Jaws of Life is really fast and can pry powered doors, which I guess technically a Borg wouldn't need to do that anyway, but it's just faster tools. Yeah, you have to swap between the two, but swapping between all 4 tools with the Omni tool is already kind of clunky anyway. Either way, it's a straight buff for engineering Borgs. It makes it more advanced. I'm only minorly upset that the objective text for the Nukies isn't exactly what the voice says, but nuclear operatives now actually have an tag delegation in their C menu in case you need to be reminded of what you have to do. Anyways, that is all I got for this past 2.5 weeks. A little bit more confusing of an update video. They swapped to a bi-weekly update schedule, so I'm only covering what was added during those 2 weeks, and I covered I think 1 or 2 things I missed or didn't get to in the original update video would have been. Either way, I may have missed some PRs. I apologize. I was sifting through 3 weeks of stuff. I think I got the important stuff, but it's not like these are that official anyway. Anyways, of course, thank all of our maintainers and contributors for all their hard work, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.